Yo, 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 oi, 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 welcome into Box Lunch, free for all. Free for all, you know why? Because we just love you guys. Thank you for giving us those likes on Off the Bench. We appreciate you guys. We know we've been running around like chickens with our heads cut off now for some time. And it's going to continue to go on. Maybe it'll never stop. But we're going to the Memorial this week. Wanted to give you guys some content. You guys gave us 75 likes, so thank you. Thank you. Normally, we do not talk about sports on this show. This is Jeremiah. For those who don't know Jeremiah,
how we doing?
Introduce yourself to the public. Jeremiah is our intern.
Yeah.
Lives right across the street.
Yeah, I just live right over there. I'm Jeremiah. I met these guys going on a trip across the West a couple of months ago now. But, ever since then, we've just been tight-knit. And they brought me on, and I couldn't be more blessed and thankful. And these guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. And couldn't be more thrilled than to be providing you guys some free boxed lunch today.
That's right. Free boxed lunch.
It's not always free, and it's very entertaining. So if you want to be a part of it, go ahead and drop the membership. I know you guys can afford $10 a month. I know you can. If you're about to tell me that you can't pay $10 a month to watch boxed lunch, but you can sit and watch Off the Bench for 3 hours a day and then go fill up your tank for $65, you're tripping.
Money advice from Jeremiah. Thanks, J-Dog. I think last time we had box lunch, we talked about pooping our pants stories. We're not going to do that today. I do have a story. So I already told you guys, me and Jacob worked
Here we go.
all week.
Let's go.
All week with
Show some respect.
the Great American Brass Band Festival. And Jacob was fantastic. We got home. I think I dropped off Jacob at 3:15 in the morning.
Right about.
After about a 20-hour workday, I had to go out to Trenton, drop the board off, got home at 4. And the only thing I was looking forward to, right? I did work was done. I got to wake up at 9 a.m. I got to play my stupid little adult baseball league. It makes me happy. It's so dumb, but I love doing it. And we're going to play a good team. I was going to pitch. It was going to be a blast. Wake up. Not happening. So then I go cut grass for like 4 or 5 hours. And I was like, all right, this Cubs game. Come on, win this. Make this happen. They lose. All right, well, the Stars play later. Maybe my little Dallas Stars can make the Stanley Cup just for a little bit of help. They lose. So my wife comes home. She was out of town too. And I said, hey, let's have a movie night. We're going to watch Challengers, the new Zendaya flick. Elliot had already seen it. He already told me it was bad. But it had decent reviews. The big review was Sexy Movies Are Back or whatever it was.
Yep.
I watched it with not like huge expectations. Like this wasn't Oppenheimer. It was just, I was just going to watch, entertain me for 2 hours. The movie sucked. I hated that movie. I did not like it at all. It wasn't necessarily sexy. The plot wasn't good.
Zendaya was in it. It couldn't have not been sexy.
Well, I mean, it was good. It was fine in that capacity, but I was expecting a little more. I don't know. And I didn't like the plot.
I thought the ending was terrible.
Didn't suffice at all.
Terrible.
That didn't give me anything.
Also, if you know tennis like I do, what the guy did at the end was legal. You can't jump over the net and kick the net. That's a point for the other guy.
Right.
So it's like they didn't know the rules of tennis. They didn't know anything. Yeah, that movie wasn't great. I saw that one in the theater. I saw that in theaters. People left the theater early on that one.
That movie legitimately broke me because it was an okay day, and then I guess I was asking too much from this movie. I was just asking, can you entertain me for 2 hours? And I watched it, and I was not entertained for 2 hours. Just wanted some time with my wife. We enjoyed a movie. It broke me. I was so frustrated with how bad that movie was to where I've never walked out of a movie. I would have walked out of that one.
I've walked out of only one movie in my entire life. Two. I've walked out of 2 movies.
Yeah.
Harry Potter, Grindelwald, the Fantastic Beasts. Worst movie I've ever seen in my life.
Find out where to find the Fantastic Beasts?
Yeah, I found out, and it's outside in the concourse. That was the worst movie I've ever seen in my entire life. The second worst movie. Yeah. I love Bert Kreischer. Love him. Movie was so terrible.
So bad.
It was so bad. Legitimately, an hour in, I said, I can't do it anymore. I don't know what they tried to accomplish, I guess Bert was just like, listen, people like me. They'll go see my movie. I guess that was the whole thing.
It's his joke, right? His big joke.
It's his big one joke.
Right.
And it was truly terrible. I sprinted out of that theater. I paid, I think, $15 for a popcorn and a drink, as well as the ticket. Threw all of it away. Just like I need to forget the entire experience.
You didn't even take the popcorn home. You put it in the trash.
Threw it in the trash.
What about the movie ticket?
Gone. Well, it's gone. I already saw the movie. I saw like a quarter of it, so it's gone.
Now,
Worthless.
you could not have had high expectations for that movie because
I thought I would laugh.
the trailers looked bad.
I
The
thought I would
trailers
laugh.
looked terrible.
They did, but I thought I would laugh.
Jimmy Tatro was in it too. I think Jimmy Tatro's a funny guy. Yeah, no, it was.
Did you watch the whole thing?
Yeah, I watched the whole thing.
How did it end? I stopped at the point
Is
where
it the joke?
It's not a good movie.
I got to the part where like he was fighting with his daughter, and then he gets on the train, and then he's fighting with the terrorists. I'm like, what's going on? So I stopped watching it.
By the way, I agree with Mark. I don't think Bert Kreischer's that funny. I don't think his jokes are funny. I think he's a funny person. Does that make sense? Like to
Yeah.
where like I don't think he outwardly says funny things. I just think like he's big and jolly and he laughs a lot. So like he's someone you want to be around. Like he seems like we asked if Tommy Pham's a good hang. Bert Kreischer
All-time
seems like a
hang.
fantastic
First ballot
hang.
hang. Yeah.
But,
His
like, I don't-
comedy specials are good. I've seen.
I like his stand-up. I really like his podcast. I think at this point,
I think-
honestly, he's been in the game long
Yeah.
enough that it's just him telling stories about other comedians and stuff is really good. His podcast with Tom Segura is one of my favorites.
And Reed is right though. I do think there is a difference between being like a funny person and
Right.
being like good at stand-up comedy. I think Bert. I do think I like his stand-up comedy. I do. I think
I haven't given his stand up a fair shake.
if you go home and watch Hey Big Boy or Secret Time, both of those
Secret
are my.
Time's very good.
Secret Time is absolutely great. And the whole joke is that all show he'll just tell little secrets, and the secrets are hilarious. I do think he's better than what people give him credit for. But yeah, that movie was.
Is he holding Tom Segura back? Because I think Tom's great.
Tom is very funny.
I think Tom's fantastic, and I think
Yeah.
I think
Cincy's
Bert holds him back.
finest.
He's from Cincinnati. We got two legends from Cincinnati from the roast. Tom Segura and Nikki Glazer, both from Cincinnati. So if you guys watch that Tom Brady roast, we've had and Casey's editing stuff. So we need to actually probably give like secondary switching duties for when you have stuff to do off of things. There's probably better ways to go about this than to ask you to multitask. But thank you for being amazing as always, Casey.
Have you ever,
Backbone of the company.
you ever hear that guy that Tommy Hilfiger, is that his name? The guy who
Hilfiger? Like
yeah,
the
is that
designer?
like
The
like
the
designer?
guy from the
clothing
roast? The
brand?
guy from the roast. What's his name?
Tony Hinchcliffe.
That's it. Wasn't even
From
close.
Tony.
Wasn't even close.
Tommy Hilfiger also a name. So
Was
Yeah,
that the
yeah,
guy who
that
made
is
the shirts?
he's a designer.
Okay,
yeah.
that's who it is. Okay, that guy I've never heard of before either. Before the roast.
No, if not the best stand-up comedian out right now, he's number 2. Kill Tony is incredible.
I've never heard of that. That's hilarious, dude.
I see TikToks. You know, I always because they just bring different
Yeah.
comedians out and they got like a minute to tell
Yeah.
a joke. The Casey Rocket dude that just spazzes across the stage.
Yep.
He's funny. Like I don't think I can watch a whole hour of his stand up. It seems very
That's why they only get a minute.
What's your guys' take on that one mailman? Like, is anybody? Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
I've got a
you
take.
brought
Does he
him up.
do
You're not
Yeah.
gonna like my take.
No, yeah,
I'm
not.
sick of it. I'm sick of the OG stank. The stank, like it's.
If Jeremiah's
can't-
out on that one mailman,
I'm out of it.
I
Like,
genuinely wonder who is in.
mailman. If you see this video,
I don't get the content.
I don't either.
I've told Jeremiah this many times. I don't get TikTok. That guy, I don't want to punch down. I don't know how I'm supposed to say
It's not
It's-
punching
it's
down.
not
He's
punching
a
down.
Huge content creator.
what it is?
like he's stupid.
What it is he
Yeah,
he
that
puts
one
on
is-
big clothes that say the Bengals on them.
Yeah.
And he puts diamond grills in his mouth and he says, "Stank a booty." Like, and
Like,
I'm
it's-
just like, I
it's-
watch it.
no,
Disturbs me.
He was on a podcast recently. I won't announce that podcast here for everybody to know, but he was on a podcast.
Yeah.
Some would say it was in poor taste to have him on that podcast. I'm not going to say that, but some would say it. I think legitimately, you couldn't pay me to listen to that guy for more than 5 seconds.
Oh,
So
You couldn't pay me.
I know what podcast you're talking about.
Yeah.
I tried to listen to, like, I wanted to listen to it because I had saw it, but I had to have it on mute because I was busy. So I went back to listen to it, and it's like, I listened to him talk, and it sounds like it's not putting him down, but
You watched a podcast on mute?
Well, no, I was.
Isn't the whole point of a podcast that you
No,
listen?
no. The first clip I saw of the podcast was on mute because I was like busy or something like that. I didn't want to make any noise. But I go home and I watch it, and it's just like it just sounds like he's searching for the right things to say. I just don't.
Yeah, he'll never find the right things to say. That
What's your
brain's
guilty
gone.
pleasure content creator that is dumb, and but for some reason it makes you giggle? I've got one right in the chamber. You remember those guys that would wear they'd have crazy hair and they would they called the Island Boys.
Oh my gosh.
I have a story about them.
I was suckered into the Island Boys bit.
So a story about the Island Boys. It's funny you bring them up, and I could even pull up the DMs to prove it. So before the Island Boys got famous, I want you guys to know they were still the Island Boys. They were doing the same thing.
They were the Island Boys.
Yeah. I came across their live stream when they would only have 40 people watching, and it was just so ridiculous that I had to watch it. It made my eyes pulsate, but at the same time, it was I have to watch this.
I don't get any TikTok live, by the way.
I mean, listen, if you guys know anything about my TikTok lives,
TikTok Live, Jeremiah, I know you do it. And you're very good at it. TikTok Live, the people who do that seriously, that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. In my
those
life.
people who
My favorite is behind the scenes of the Spider-Man guy.
Yeah.
And it's he walks out of the camera and he looks like he looks like he wants to end it all.
Yeah.
And then he climbs up a hill.
Oh, yeah.
And jumps back into the camera. He's like, "Oh, let's go!"
Oh man, dude.
He hates every single second that he is away.
That's what I'm
He
saying.
makes he makes $100,000.
Is that a galaxy?
If you look at my lives though, and you compare them to those types of lives, I don't emulate that at all. That is
But any
Jeremiah-
live I watch, I don't get it.
Jeremiah.
I'll never get it.
You know what you should do is you should start doing the NPC lives.
I was gonna say, the NPCs
Dude, I had,
are crazy.
So I had 200 people on last night at 2
Hell
a.m.
yeah.
At 2 a.m. I swear, these people are just sitting here watching me, and it's just so weird. What are you watching me for at 2 a.m.? But anyways,
How does the viewership on a live relate to follows and likes?
So
are
what
you
happens-
getting most of those guys to follow you, come back, or is it a one-stop shop type of thing?
no, it's not a one-stop shop. So typically what happens is when you start doing your live, you're placed in a league, and I was placed in the D4 league. It's the default league when you're first granted the ability to go live. And you have to work your way up from D4 to the A league. And right now I'm at C1. I'm almost in the B league.
This
But
is wild.
which is crazy.
It's like it's the trip.
Essentially,
You're in single A right now.
So I've
Kirby's
noticed,
scouting you.
I've noticed that there have been about 40 to 50 people who I regularly see on my lives who are starting to tune in now. And then I see the gifts that I get have also doubled. So each league I go up,
the
your
Galaxy
viewership,
ever?
What was that?
You ever gotten a Galaxy?
Oh, brother. I've gotten a couple Galaxies.
How much is a Galaxy?
Galaxy's $5.
Oh.
What's up?
Is that how much
The accent mixed in there a little bit there in the middle.
I would have
mean-
thought Galaxy was way more than $5.
You busted
Look,
the accent
this
out
is-
there a little bit.
TikTok Live is someone just brought this in. I've seen these. Nate said there's a TikTok Live where they'll say they break a balloon every 10 seconds.
Yeah.
They count down until someone donates, and someone will donate with 2 seconds to go, so they recount down and it just keeps going. The things that happen on TikTok Live are they'll be streaming hey, I'm live playing Warzone, but every time you join, I scream your name.
Yeah, well,
And you'll just
that's
join
that's
in and you'll
the
just be
bait
like,
stuff.
Nicholas Reed Mouse! And you're just this is
All right.
But look, this is the good stuff that live can do for you though. My page, the last 7 days, I'm up. The last 2 months,
It's wild.
That's big time. I don't
should start-
understand TikTok growth either.
We should start.
Well, half
It
of them
seems
are
screaming on
random.
Chatterbox.
half of it's robots.
Yeah.
They're not real things. They're not real people.
To start, to start, I noticed that, but I got real people. I mean,
I keep
you
myself
can't,
to about one
robots
TikTok a
can't
year.
send me $80 a week.
You got fans?
Drew
$80.
Garrison said he only watches lives where women are getting freaky.
Hello.
Drew's on a different source
Drew-
of TikTok than I'm
Yeah.
on.
Drew, I know
Most
that.
of my lives are a
I'm gonna
girl
keep- I'm
who's a
gonna keep
Drake fan and a girl who's a Kendrick fan, and it's
Yeah.
whoever gets the most donations.
I
They
see
get
the,
to
Oh, by the
speak.
way,
That's-
boys, if you ever see those lives, they're stealing from you. Don't do it.
Jeremiah, you're stealing from people.
No, I'm
yeah,
not.
you are. Yeah, you are.
Yes, you
Yeah,
are.
you are. You're just like here. I'm here at 2 a.m. when nobody else
Send
is.
me a
Pay me
galaxy.
$5.
Hey, listen, I just persuade my chat into sending me the animations on the screen, and they do it.
So you
And-
beg.
Huh?
You're begging.
I mean, I wouldn't say
It's begging. It's begging.
I have.
It's begging. Well, we can.
You
We
open
listen.
the
We beg.
Merriam-Webster.
We beg too, but it's begging.
You open the Merriam-Webster.
I mean, boys,
I
listen. I made $80 this week just showing my face on live video for like 15 minutes. I mean, we had 1,000. I can pull up the live. We had 1,000 people in our live last night for 14 minutes just watching us sit there.
Again,
and
that's where my disconnect with TikTok comes, because you say 1,000 people, and in my head that means 100 people and 900 bots.
Yeah, that's it. There's so many
I mean,
bots
listen,
on TikTok
boys,
that it's scary.
I got the analytics and everything on the page to prove it's real people.
I've got
really hard. Look,
I've got
I've got analytics.
I've got analytics
5,000
too.
people are seeing my
Listen,
tweets, and that's not
I
I've
right.
got analytics too, and I'm telling you right now, they're all bots.
They're all fake.
I've got like 200 followers on TikTok.
Yeah.
No joke, 170 of them were bots.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean,
Good for you.
listen, I had
Thank you.
Listen, I had 200 followers 3 months ago. I'm closing in on 3,000 followers.
He's growing. There's
and
no
if you
doubt
go to
about
my
that.
page and
Nobody's
go to all
doubting
of
he's
my
not growing.
followers-
We're just saying the growth is because of bots.
It's
bots,
not. It's
yeah.
not though. It's because I'm good at marketing myself. I know the algorithm, and I
Yes,
make
that's it.
content that people
It's the
like.
algorithm.
It is literally
It's
the
all-
algorithm.
It
If-
doesn't
if-
matter
if-
what human beings enjoy. It's whatever
That's
the
it.
AI.
That is literally
It's like-
it. It is whatever the TikTok AI
Correct.
reads that you put out.
It has nothing to
shows
do.
it
It
to
has
people.
nothing to do with talent, human
Human
interaction.
interaction
It's
doesn't
just
matter,
It's
yeah.
just just bots.
Right. It is.
Crazy.
That's why
It's
I
like-
can't get behind anything on TikTok other than just scrolling it for
Well,
my
listen,
own.
man,
Correct.
enjoyment.
I don't know. You know what's crazy about TikTok? I don't ever remember following anyone,
Yeah.
but it says I follow like 60 people.
Oh yeah. It follows people for you.
Oh, it does.
What? That's the craziest thing I've heard. It
I didn't
follows
know that.
people.
Oh, it
Yeah.
definitely
Oh, yeah.
follows people for it.
Dude, I've followed like 50 people for like I've never followed anybody.
Dude.
I've just recently started following a couple.
I
more people.
I follow.
I never go on the follower page, and I went
Yeah.
on the follower page one day, and I was just getting like, "Who the hell is this person?"
Well, no,
yeah.
it'll
Legitimately
you'll
no
see,
one.
You'll see recommended people. If it's making your guys' pages follow people, that's weird.
I'm following 70 people.
Oh yeah, it follows. It certainly follows people.
Not me. I don't know. That's never happened to me. I've never heard about that.
Yeah, I mean,
well,
just-
you do know the algorithm, so.
Yeah, he knows the algorithm.
They got to keep you happy. Your TikTok.
I follow the rapping chef.
Of course, you definitely did that.
What?
Yeah, man. I hope. Don't get me wrong. TikTok can't go anywhere because from the hours from about 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. I need something to just turn my brain off and scroll through.
I'm more of an Instagram Reels
Is
guy.
everybody going to be bots?
My Instagram Reels is just.
Hold on, I have a
death.
question.
It's just brutal murder.
Is everybody going to be bots when I get 10,000 and then 20,000 and then
Yeah, it's going to be the
30,000?
same percentage of bots as it is
it's gonna
now,
be
like
all bots?
80%. Yeah.
I'm sure. Probably will be.
So while we're talking about begging, here's a story that I brought up. Jacob was there for the first time that the guy begged.
Yes.
You were not there when he walked up to the table. So we at this Great American Brass Band, we're loading in Thursday. It's Thursday evening. This guy walks up and he gives me some long spiel about how he's homeless and how his dad passed away from a long bout of cancer.
Today.
Yeah, he said today.
That
he
was
literally
crucial,
he
yeah.
very said like just died at the hospital. He just came from the hospital. My dad died today from a long bout of cancer. And I was like, hey man, I don't have any cash on you. I've got a water bottle. Like, do you want this water bottle? I literally handed him a water bottle, half drank water bottle, by the way. It was a liter.
Big Blue Swish.
It was Big Blue Swish. It was a half liter of water. I gave it to him. He said, thanks man, appreciate this. So it's 10 on Saturday. The concert's almost over, and the chair that you were sitting into, he sits right next to me at this production table.
Close. I was sitting close to Reed.
Like right next to me, and he's like, hey man, same guy. Hey man, I don't know if you have any work for me. Same spiel. This time, his dad died 45 minutes ago.
And if you're keeping track of the clock, this is the next day.
He had a long bout with cancer. I knew cancer was a terrible disease. I didn't know it could kill you twice. I didn't know it could get you twice in 2 days, 3 days, whatever it's been.
Oh, no.
But it got this guy's dad twice. I had nothing for him the second time. And it was about the time of the day. I got pretty shitty with him, if I'm being completely honest. He's sitting down. The Cubs, I think it was right after Seiya dropped the fly ball, by the way. It was right after that happened. And he sits down, he's talking to me. And I literally said, I was like, dude, you told me the same. I shoot him off. I was like, get out of here. You told me the same thing yesterday. I'd help you out. Go. And I was mean to him.
Did he go?
He did go.
Yeah, if you're going to lie about your family members having cancer, Sorry, you're gonna have to get shooted.
Maybe he didn't lie. Maybe his dad died twice from cancer.
Unlikely.
That
Seems
would be a
unlikely.
fair, unlikely.
Seems unlikely, but yeah, it was a tough spiel. By the way, that's why I don't carry cash. I don't carry cash because I can look this guy in the eye and tell him the truth.
You like to show him the empty wallet.
Well, like I would lie to him. Like I wouldn't be giving this guy. I would lie to them and say I'm sorry. I got nothing. I got somewhere to go. I can look this guy in the eye and say I don't got any cash on me. Sorry, brother.
That reminds me of Vegas. When I went to Vegas, I had no clue that you had to like pay the people who dressed up in the Mickey Mouse costumes. So I like took a quick flick with them, and then they were like, "Yo, you got a tip? You got a tip?" I was like, "Oh, sorry, bro. I don't have cash on me." And then he was like, "It's all good." They pull out like 3 of them pull out their card readers.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, "Oh, I mean, I'm going to Subway, boys.
They got
I mean,
cash
I
out.
gotta go." And then they're like, "Yeah, whatever." So I'm like, "I gotta go." I go to Subway. I find my escape. I'm walking down the strip, and then it hits me. I'm like, "Wait a second. They're standing in front of Subway." You know, like I walked away from them to avoid paying
Right.
them.
Yeah.
To say I was going to Subway, they were standing in front of it, so I had to walk back, and they all stopped what they were doing, and they just stared at me the entire time I walked into Subway. And these were the most aggressive, rude, vile Mickey Mouse dressed people I've ever met in my life.
The Las Vegas streetwalkers. Those were some wild people. Those are people I will never forget.
It was
there was
wild.
one we watched a live street performance of some guys dancing. Worst dancing I've ever seen in my entire life. Couldn't have been worse.
Hate him or love him, you watch.
That's true. There was a crowd of legit 150 people watching it, and we're all like, sure, we'll follow the crowd. We get up there, and legit, like the guy was just running around in a circle. It was like, what are we doing?
Like he was just running in a circle.
That's right, skipping to be exact.
How many
Probably would
people
have done numbers on
peddled you?
TikTok Live.
He would have done numbers on TikTok Live.
How many people peddled you strip club entrances? And
A
stuff
lot.
Like?
4.
I was gonna say I was there. I've been to Vegas one time, and I was on the strip for like 2 hours, and I got half a dozen.
I got several cards, several other whatever you call business cards.
Yeah, I got one
Come
guy
10
came up
times,
to me.
11th one's free.
Yeah.
I'm telling you guys this story. This is an exact quote. I'm going to say a potentially wrong word here, but this is an exact quote. He said, "Hey, you got to come to this club. It's got everything you need." Now, once again, I'm going to say a word. And he said, "We got the 3 things you need here in Vegas: pizza, pasta, and I just will avoid the word little people." He said, "Pizza, pasta, and little people," and I was like, that's a great sell. I don't know. That's a fantastic sales pitch. I don't know. That sounds great. Pizza, pasta, and little people. Let's go.
What a party that would have been. Unreal. But yeah,
Vegas
that's
is a wild place.
crazy.
Wild place. I don't know if I'll go back. I don't know if I'll go back soon. At some point I will. I don't know if I will.
The brightest place on
been.
earth.
Never been. I want to go very, very bad. Never been.
It's
Cheap.
never been.
You just go to BetMGM. You can get a flight for $100 round trip, and you can get free rooms.
What's up,
at
Nate?
Bet. Are you? Oh, I thought you were like live on TikTok. I was like, what are we doing? I was like,
No, I'm just looking
He's
at the
just all of a
chat.
sudden he's like, send me a galaxy.
Yeah.
So we're talking about the TikTok lives we get. I get like 4 to 5 different like genres of
Yeah.
TikTok lives. One I get is umpire POVs. Like this dude will be umping either slow pitch softball or like a youth baseball game, and it'll be a POV. So like you'll see the pitch coming. That's actually really cool. I think it's cool. I don't know if it's legal for you to be POVing 14-year-old children, but what it is, whatever.
Like that.
Point of view.
It's a bad sense.
You don't like? I can't use point of view.
POV and 14-year-old children. Not
What's
good.
going on?
It's not. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's not good.
Yeah, I don't like. It's just I don't know if they make those kids sign a thing, but
There's no way. Like, yeah, and the like out like the second base ump, you get a kid coming sliding in. He's like out. The kid's yelling at him.
Right.
Kid doesn't want to be on your TikTok.
right, it's not good. And then I see broadcasters like they'll be like recently I saw the South Bend Cubs guy was live.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
just a camera of him calling the game, which was I enjoyed. I watched for like 5 minutes. That one got me. And then for some reason, I've never searched this content. I don't watch the content. Like I just go on by. It's people going live playing the old game RuneScape.
Oh.
I don't know if anyone's
What?
You know the game RuneScape? Yeah. Like it's just people like grinding to 100 level on. They're just chopping down trees on RuneScape. I'm like, what is this? And I just scroll on past. But I get that a lot, which is wild. I never look for that.
I'm scrolling right now to see my first TikTok live that comes up. What is that?
Huh? I'm listening to Stephen A. Smith yell about Caitlin Clark. They cut
I'm
the
sorry I
show.
interrupted you.
No, sorry.
So I was looking at my TikTok live, and the very first one that comes up, it is, let's see what this is. This is 4 people in a room. You got some sort of Fauci. Casey's got Fauci.
I got ABC News.
Look at you. You probably have the most honest one here.
I've got
get to TikTok live. I don't
I've
even
got
know. Is there like a TikTok live like?
There's like if you go to the
You
search.
should scroll, yeah.
Oh, I see.
I got 4 people talking. It appears I don't know what they're talking about. There's
The game we're
no.
playing?
we
there's-
got gambling picks.
It's not gambling. I don't know what it's about. It's beauty and fashion. It's just
Hero,
wild.
that's a
Ooh,
crazy
I got
take.
a good one.
I got someone lifting.
I've got a girl with 500 people watching. She's making coffee, and you can't even see the
have to
girl.
click,
Like it's just like her like
live.
making iced coffee.
Oh, Pat McAfee show.
We got Clash Royale. I'm a Clash
Oh,
Royale player.
Casey's got Pokemon on there. Love
Yep,
it.
got a guy shiny hunting.
This guy's selling sunglasses for me.
There we go.
That's good.
This guy's-
TikTok is also just Amazon
Yeah, that's correct.
No.
They got a shop.
This guy's
Anything
lifting.
It's all about
you
the
need
shop.
for $3.
Oh yeah.
This guy's lifting in like a super nice looking gym, but no one else is in the gym.
I
Yeah,
kept,
listen, I will never understand it
wild.
ever. I'll just
TikTok is a wild place,
Wild.
man.
it's
Every time I open TikTok, I just realize how out of touch I am.
oh yeah,
I'm 22 years old. I consider myself young. I consider myself online.
hip.
No clue. No clue.
so I might be out of touch, but I just got like the ABC, CBS news of Fauci testifying over COVID. Is that a thing? Is he under
Fauci
investigation?
started COVID. I'm sure we can get some nuanced takes about
Yeah.
the coronavirus origin here on Box Lunch.
I think he just gave it to me
This
last
is something.
week.
But-
Yeah.
What?
Little TikTok live if I would.
I'm
I don't
guessing
want to guess, but I would guess either Palestine.
There's a Palestine flag in the person's
Oh, okay.
username.
Want to do
so-
that? I'm sure we can give
We
some
can get some
nuanced
takes.
nuanced takes of the
I don't know.
Palestinian Hamas war.
Reed and I could give you a good political hour behind the paywall if we wanted to.
I don't know if we can. I don't know if we can.
Jacob could.
Back to sports.
Well, that's the best kept secret on this channel is our political affiliations, especially mine. But listen, I don't know, man. TikTok's just freaking wild, and I don't know if I'll ever understand it. I don't know if I'll ever get it. I don't know why it follows people for me.
But we get all the other social medias. Like
That's the thing.
well,
I
Like,
understand.
It doesn't align with any other social media. Like the content that works on there wouldn't work anywhere else.
Like
That's
I
true.
get Instagram, I get the Snapchat, I get everything, Twitter, X, whatever.
It's
you
got
call
to be
it.
because of the bots.
That's the only explanation.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's because it's like controlled by like some sort of algorithm that
You
runs
just got to
everything.
be good at it. You just got to post it and just be good at it.
Yeah, I mean,
and
look at
people
this.
like your
So
stuff.
is
We got
TikTok?
look at this.
What is this? This
Look
is
at
two
this.
old guys eating lunch at Wendy's.
like
that's
3,000
what it
people
Click on
watching.
it. Click on it. How many people are watching?
There's 173 people watching these guys.
There's
eat.
43 people watching us.
Like, there's just no way.
That's what I mean.
It's wild. It's
absurd.
Is TikTok closer to the other social medias like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook? Is it closer to that, or is it closer to a social media like Reddit?
Yeah.
Because
I
it's
think
closer definitely to Reddit,
It
right?
is, yeah. Well,
100%,
Drew
yeah.
and Drew just
Just
put in there.
randomness.
It's 100% correct. It's a TikTok. You have to post 3 times a day at certain times during the day. Like it's like it has nothing to do with what you post. It's when you post.
You paid
Right.
for a whole guide.
Yeah, I mean, like,
It's just wild to me.
yeah, it's
Wildly
like,
entertaining, though. By the way,
It is.
Why hasn't yours
you-
blown up then, bro? You tried
Huh?
it. Why hasn't yours blown up?
I'm not trying.
bro?
yeah, I would. That's
Well, you
that's
should-
not content I like have any desire to
I
produce.
I feel like if you post at the times that you're saying that people have to post, which you did, then that means that you're trying to blow it up. But at least a video, not your TikTok.
Drew
itself.
Garrison put that in there. Drew Garrison has
Yeah.
like 9,000 followers.
But Drew also said that he never did it. He paid for a whole guide on how to grow
Oh
on
yeah,
TikTok.
man. Once you start TikTok, you'll have like agencies reach out to you and try to get you to pay them so that they can show you how to grow. which you just should not do.
By the way, I don't.
That's
There
where
must have been some data leak about our emails.
Oh,
Because I get emails all the time now about how to grow Chatterbox's brand from.
Oh.
And I never worked here now, coming in on 5 years. This July, a month from today, will be like the start of year 6 here at Chatterbox. And never gotten emails before like 6 months ago. And now 6 months, not a day goes by where someone's not trying to be a brand manager or something like that, or trying to sell. Like I don't know what happened, but somehow my email got leaked. Don't know where that came from.
damn.
Tough.
Probably from TikTok.
Probably.
Agree, Alex.
Could be from TikTok. I'm too old.
People
the
in
thing
the
about TikTok is it's so entertaining. It really is. It's the most entertaining social media. Like we could bag on
If I
it.
scroll
like,
Twitter, I have to like ingest the
Yeah.
information and like
Oh,
think about stats or whatever. TikTok, you can literally just sit back and watch unlimited
Well, it's just-
hours
it's just
of
brain rot.
entertaining content.
It's
Brain
brain
rot.
It is brain rot,
rot.
yeah.
And that's why, like people are talking, like people are saying that it should be banned. And I don't think it should be banned because
No,
I like
yeah.
it, but like
I
it's
love
It's not. Well, it's not going to be banned because it's brain
no,
rot.
it's because of the
the
leak-
ownership.
leaks. It's
the
because
leaks.
of leaks, right? It's
Yeah,
'cause
I get
weird
that,
information.
but it is people will use the excuse when they're trying to ban it that it's brain rot. It's not good for your health just to have 3 seconds of entertainment and then keep going.
Which has to be true.
Well,
Like
that's
that
definitely
can't be good.
Oh, it's horrible.
Yeah.
That's horrible for humans.
Can-
It's like people can't. I have a buddy who legitimately we can't go to a movie because he's just on his phone, and it's just like get off your phone. Like I don't get me wrong, I'm addicted to my phone too. I'll look at
Yeah.
my phone. If I'm at a Reds game, I'll spend half of it looking at Reds Twitter. But at the same time, like when I go to like a place like a movie theater, it's off. It's the phone's gone. I'm watching the movie, and it's a lot of people can't do that anymore.
It's
It is
so rewarding
crazy.
when you actually like put it away.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like watched Challengers last night. I put my phone away. Mariana did not. She was on her phone like 5 or 6 different times.
Oh, yeah.
Even
Yeah,
if
there
is,
used to be
like,
studies about how long human attention was, and humans like when Lincoln ran, he used to debate Douglas. People would sit there for like 5 hours and
yeah.
watch these two guys debate. That cannot be done anymore. So then they realized, like in the 70s, people's attention grew to like 30 minutes. Well, why was it 30 minutes? Because that's how long TV was. People could sit and watch TV. Now, we can't even do that. Now we need like TikToks and Vines, or Vine
And,
started TikTok,
a
whatever.
1 minute podcast clip on TikTok has a Fortnite highlight below it.
Yeah.
You can't even watch one thing at one
it's-
time. Like, and it's not even a
It's
minute
so-
long half the time.
I used to play video games. Back before, I don't play video games much a whole lot, but like I'll be grinding MLB The Show, and while I'm playing MLB The Show, I would put a YouTube video up as periphery noise. My sister-in-law will come over and help with our house as we're renovating it. She'll paint and have Grey's Anatomy on in the background while she paints.
I do think there's a little bit of a difference when you do that, because when you do like chores or activities, I'm listening to music or something like that.
Right.
I don't think that's bad. I like my whole family does that too when you're doing chores around the
Yeah, I
house.
listen to music, right? That's
Netflix on the phone or whatever.
Podcasts and stuff.
But it is crazy how the world has changed so much since like 10 years ago. 10 years ago it
not
wasn't like
even.
this.
Can you imagine telling the founding fathers that one day we would willingly, knowingly give so much of ourselves to corporation, like to people, like we are just getting hacked consistently by all these media companies, and we don't care.
At all.
Like we're getting spied on by countries and all this stuff, and we just don't care. We're just like, yeah, whatever. Let me get on Twitter. Let me get on TikTok. Just entertain me. It's crazy. Yeah, it is
Yeah.
crazy.
I mean, how many times do all of us just accept cookies and send our location and everything without even thinking about the sites?
I
don't
never
do
send my
that.
location.
Yeah, I'm
No, I
not a
reject
huge
all
location
cookies.
guy. I'll accept the cookies. I don't really.
Yeah, I don't care if you know what website.
They already
it is.
have the data.
Right.
So, like,
I've stopped doing the whole no location thing because they have it. If they want it, they have it. So why wouldn't I just make it a little easier for them?
We.
I agree.
Where was I?
them
when I
out.
was
Yeah.
man.
Oh.
Throw the dog a bone.
last Wednesday, at the baseball game I was at, I was talking with a guy about. He said he went to flight school when he was younger. Just outwardly talking. He's like, yeah, I went to flight school for a couple years, but I got out because it was like too expensive. It just cost too much money. Yada, yada, yada. I shit you not. That night, I got like 5 ads on my social media to enroll in flight school. That's crazy. That's legitimate. And I know everyone has those stories where, like, you're talking about a product and then you see it. Like, you're not even searching for it. But I had literally a one-off 30-second conversation where I brought up, this guy's like, yeah, I used to go to flight school. And I was like, oh, how much that cost? Well, that's why I left, because it was too expensive. It was so money. It cost this much money. Into the conversation, 30 seconds long. And I got 5 ads for flight school that night. Never put it up on my phone. Never text people about it. Nothing. It was listening to me.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy.
That happened to me the other day too. My girlfriend got me blue light glasses for night, because I'm always I watch games on my computer and stuff.
Yeah.
Before I go to bed, and I didn't even buy them, and I the package got there and her sister was like, oh, what is it? And I was like, oh, blue light glasses. And I go downstairs, go on Twitter, and the first ad that I see is for blue light glasses.
Blue light glasses.
I didn't even buy them.
You just talked about it. You just literally talked about it.
Casey and I were talking about Pokemon in the office a couple weeks ago. And I get home, I go on TikTok, every video is Pokemon. Just 4 out of 7 videos, Pokemon. Just only because they listen to you. And then it goes up to the algorithm. It's crazy.
Kind of sucks.
It is, well, yeah, but what are we to do?
Right.
Yeah,
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
I guess that's the point of where we're at. We're just yeah, why should I care? It's not me caring's not going to change anything.
Am I going to get a flip phone because they have my email? No.
I mean, probably a decade ago, it was don't send your location, don't do the cookies. Everyone was following the rules, and you did the only when you're using the app and everything. And no, I couldn't tell you last time I carried. It's you're not hiding anything from them.
No.
True.
By the way, not to change the subject too much, but you brought it up. He hasn't been in a movie theater in 10 years.
Missed by him.
I think the movie theater experience is something.
So good.
It's something so important to me personally.
Yeah.
Where it's I'll always still go. I saw that terrible Challengers movie in theaters because I just wanted to watch it.
That's not a movie I would watch in theaters.
But I don't have parameters like that.
Right.
If it's a movie.
You would go see the what's it called?
I've seen bad movies in theaters.
I went and saw Madam Web because it was bad.
Yeah.
And I wanted to see it in theaters.
Even when I was a kid, I would always my friends would want to go see comedies, and I don't need to see a comedy in a movie theater because I don't think that the movie theater experience is.
I think it
gain
does.
anything to that unless it's a packed theater and people are laughing.
I think the popcorn and the shitty butter.
Yeah.
If you watch a horror movie,
really good butter.
Popcorn and the butter.
If you watch a horror movie anywhere but a movie theater, you're doing it wrong. That is the only place to watch a horror movie.
And if you're watching, or even outside of horror, if you saw Oppenheimer and you didn't go see it in theaters, you missed 50%, if not more, of what that movie actually is.
Oh yeah.
That's what I heard about Dune too, and I
Dune,
I didn't
absolutely.
See Dune. I didn't see Dune in theaters.
And that not even as much visually as just the audio.
Right.
It's the movie, and even bad movies are worse because when they're in theaters and you can see everything bigger and better, and you can see all the mistakes and everything. So yeah, I always love going to the theaters. I think that's where you get a true feel of the movie, no matter what it is.
I agree. I think I went to see Green. You remember the movie Green Book?
Yeah.
It was about.
Yeah, I know. Yep.
You got it. It won.
White guy drives the black guy around.
Yeah, it won Best Picture.
Yeah.
I saw that in a theater in Toledo. Not a full house, about probably half capacity. When the movie ended, legit, there was a standing ovation for it. In a random theater in Toledo, there was a standing ovation for the Green Book. And that was just that's an experience that enhances my opinion of that movie.
So here's the thing with movie theaters, and I think we're already seeing movie theaters. Very few people are going to see the non-blockbuster movies anymore, right? You've got to almost no one's seeing The Machine in theaters. I imagine that there wasn't many. I imagine that you were one of 10 people in there.
Well, I that's one that's actually I think that goes against the mold because he's got such a cult following. But
how many people were in that theaters that you watched?
It was a good crowd. It was that theater in Indiana right by
Machine box office.
I would imagine it didn't do well at the box office, but
made 10 mil.
Opening weekend or whatever.
10 million's probably
that is pretty good.
10 million's pretty good for that movie. I can't imagine that was released everywhere.
Couldn't have cost
Its
much.
budget was 25.
Well,
yeah, that's not
never
great.
mind.
That's not great. Either way, there was probably it wasn't filled. It was half probably again.
Well, that's what I'm people aren't seeing those movies. They used to. People used to go and see comedies. People used to go see rom-coms. People used to do all these things and go to movies. And you would go on a random Tuesday just to fill the time. That doesn't happen anymore. People go for Like except for box office mega things, people aren't going to movie theaters anymore. And I know that's something you do. I don't have the time. I love the movie theater. I don't go a whole lot. I think that movie theaters, there will always be a spot for the movie theater in American culture, but every town having a movie theater will go away. It'll be to the point where it's Cine Bistro, where you're going on a date night, right? You're getting food. It's a whole event to where they get a little more money out of you, not just the ticket and the popcorn. Now you're going to go get dinner. You're going to get a drink. You're going to do all these things. That's what movie theaters are going to become. My question is can movie theaters, can we repurpose them into like sports watching venues?
It's about to find out in Hamilton, Ohio.
That's not what they're doing. They're turning it into a bar, a sports bar. They're not turning it. I'm talking like.
Oh, just sit and watch them.
Like, they put a bar at the top of the movie theater, and there's just standing room, and you just get the giant ass.
That would be a great idea.
Right, giant movie screen. Put loungers out. What's up?
I was just going to say, before you went on to a different part of the conversation, I thought movie theaters died not because of the experience at the movie theaters. It's just streaming. Like, the movies come out on the streaming service.
Correct.
4 or 5 weeks after
That's
their release.
That's a good point. Yep, that's a good point.
So, like, if you wanted to, like, bring them back, like, just don't release them on streaming services for, like, months. Like, make people wait. That sucks, but
also
it's
crazy.
true.
Like,
There's so much worse.
When Star Wars came out, so Star Wars, Jaws was the first big blockbuster. That's where the phrase came, was blockbuster, because there was literally, like, they would have a line around the block.
Yeah.
So that's where blockbuster movies came from. And right after Jaws came Star Wars. People would say that Star Wars is their favorite movie. The only way to watch Star Wars was in the theaters.
Yeah.
And it was that way until movie stores came out. So that's why movie theaters did so well, is because you had to go see it in the theaters if you wanted to see it, or you had to wait like 6 months and then you had to go rent it. Now we have it, like, it's going to be, we could watch it, like Challengers. I had to wait 3 weeks after the movie came out, and I could just go watch it at home.
Yeah.
Right.
Way easier. So you're right. That is what caused it. And then COVID, and yeah, it's became more accessible. I actually at one point got mad because COVID, movies were being released immediately to streaming, and I got mad when they started going back the other way. I was like, I just really want to watch it at home. I don't want to drive 15, 20 minutes to go see a movie, sit down. I used to watch a lot more movies than I watch now. I used to watch every single Oscar-nominated movie for, like, Best Picture, and I haven't done that since, like, 2018. So it's been 5 years now.
Yeah.
Now I prefer movies to shows. I know that's a tough take.
I love shows. And
prefer
that's where
movies to shows.
that's where I think movies have lost it. I think the TV shows have taken over.
Correct. That's a good point too. Is they realize that they could serialize and fledge out more stories instead of just giving you a 2.5 hour kind of thing. I think I like the art of a 3 hour movie, 2.5 hour movie, to where, like, they introduce you characters, they tell a story, and they wrap it up all in one film.
Yeah.
They wrap it up right then and there. I think that's.
I think there's a similar movie theater experience with TV shows too that's gone, and that's watching like every Sunday.
Appointment television.
So appointment television, I think that is some of the best TV in the world. I watch.
HBO's the only people that do that now.
And I give AMC credit because AMC kept it alive for a long time. Walking Dead, I watched Walking Dead.
What do they have now?
They still do Walking Dead. They still have
Walking Dead's still going.
the spinoffs, and I do watch them. I do watch Walking Dead spinoffs, and that's happened Sunday at 9 p.m. Those are like what you do.
I'm a slave for Sunday 9 p.m. HBO, which, by the way, House of the Dragon starts like in 2 weeks. Whatever they put out on Sunday,
yeah.
I'm watching.
The boys and House of Dragon coming out this month. Big.
That's big month.
Good.
It's a big month.
Yeah, not a Game of Thrones guy, but I love The Boys.
Boys is phenomenal.
I was telling Jacob, I think I'm losing it on The Boys. I watched The Boys from the first time it came out, and that's appointment. That's weekly.
Yeah.
Right? They don't drop it all at once.
I think they do like 2 at once or something.
Yeah.
Like.
Netflix I think they're going to start doing that, because Netflix broke the mold on doing that. They're just like, hey, we're just going to give you it all. You can binge watch it. Spend as much time as you want on our platform as possible. I think they're going to start, because they're doing live stuff now. I think they're going to start giving you guys just a little taste.
You saw it with Stranger Things. They split that season up into 2.
Right.
So it's like, I don't think they'll fully do it, but I think they'll start splitting seasons.
Well, you saw it with Invincible on Amazon Prime. They did the first half of season 2, and it got insane numbers, and they waited like a month for the second half of season 2, and hardly anyone watched it. So
Yeah.
I think at some point they're gonna, think they're a little bigger than they are, and that is part of what makes streaming so popular, is that you can just sit down and watch, 12 hours of a show in one sitting, in 2 sittings, and bang it out, and you're not waiting on the edge of your seat.
Right.
So I don't know. I think it's kind of similar to the NFL going to all the different streaming services. At some point, you're gonna, think you're a little bit bigger than you are, and it's gonna come back to bite you.
NFL is close to that.
I think so. I think
NFL is really, really pushing it.
See, when they went to Amazon Prime, a lot of people bitched about that. I don't know if what's it matter?
Doesn't matter.
We're not on the radio.
You're allowed to say it though.
But not allowed because we're public. But I didn't think that was a big deal, because who didn't have Amazon Prime?
Yeah.
Like, it came with your Amazon Prime subscription. Who the heck didn't have that as an American? Shout out Jeff Bezos. But yeah, when the playoff game was on Peacock,
I didn't watch that. I know, like, this room specifically is.
You didn't watch it?
No, this room
You
specifically.
got on my case about we had a bet that game. You didn't
I
watch
know.
it.
This room specifically, we're all massive sports fans, massive football fans, so this is the room that would pay for it. But I would say a lot of the people I know did not pay for it.
Viewership didn't drop. It wasn't even the lowest viewed playoff game last year.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah, it was right in the middle.
And that's where it's like, I think eventually, once you start putting them on Hulu and every single ESPN Plus, it's like eventually, somewhere down the line, someone's not going to have it, and they're not going to care enough to buy it.
Well, aren't we already past that now, though? They
Streaming.
just got that new conglomerate streaming service.
Yeah, but how many people are going to buy that right off
It's
the
like
bat?
it's like $1,100 total to view all NFL games this year, with all the different streaming services, counting Sunday Ticket, Peacock, Amazon Prime.
I've never done Sunday Ticket. Like, I was telling Jacob this. He said he watches every NFL game that he can. Like, he's
3
like,
TVs minimum.
Me and
on
Jacob
Sundays.
watched just about every game last year.
I watch my Who Days. I pick. So I sit down, but I pick like one game to watch. I don't do the red. I've never watched Red Zone. Everyone tells me how fantastic it is, so it's got to be amazing. I just never done it.
Yeah.
I watch normally the Bengals at 1. I pick whatever marquee games at 4, and then I watch every time slot. I just don't zoom around.
Bengals on the big TV with audio, Red Zone on the small TV. The next best game on the third TV. Red Zone gets audio for the 4 o'clock slate. Marquee game, second TV. Third game, third TV.
Yeah,
I'm
sign.
three TV rotation the entirety of the day on Sunday.
Yeah,
Red Zone always on.
So what do you do with Sunday Night Football? You
I
just put
usually-
it all on every TV?
I usually
Haro puts in a good chat. If the Bengals are on, that's getting my full attention.
Same.
That is getting every ounce that I have. I ain't
Well-
changing the channel. I'm not changing the channel at commercials. Nothing. I'm not changing at halftime. I am watching that channel for the next 3.5 hours.
I got to switch it up. I had Sunday Ticket. I loved Sunday Ticket. The only issue is they did it through it was DirecTV.
DirecTV for a long time.
Terrible. DirecTV is the worst I've ever experienced.
It had a
and that-
standalone app that was the worst interface you've ever used.
and it was hard for me to like sign up and pay for it. It was just brutal.
They don't want to take your money.
No, they don't. No, they don't. But it's great. The TV we have at home, somehow my dad swindled Spectrum, and we have Red Zone on our TV. So I just use I have Bengals or the 1 o'clock game, whatever is there, and then I have Red Zone on the other TV. But I'm with Jacob. You got to watch them all, especially if you have implications.
If you play fantasy
football,
if you gamble as much as Elliot and I do, on,
Correct.
Yardage and touchdown scores or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to watch them all.
Multi-view is a godsend, to be honest with you. I just have whatever amount of games besides the
YouTube TV?
Bengals on the giant TV I got, and then put the Bengals up on my laptop, and that's that.
Man, you watch the Bengals on your laptop?
Yeah, but that's my main focus. Is I'm sitting there on my couch, sitting on
It's
the couch.
closest to
watching
you.
that,
You can
and
just watch it like that.
I do. I tell people that outside of a movie theater, my favorite viewing experience for a movie is my phone 6 inches away from my face, laying in bed.
That's what I do.
Like I get. You want to talk about being locked in? I don't check apps or anything. It's just like
Yep.
this.
I mean,
this is the only thing that is
That's what I do.
in my field of view.
You guys ever been so locked in, like holding your phone close to your face, like you're just so like focused on what you're watching, you just drop it straight on your
yeah.
face?
Yeah,
on
yeah.
your
I
nose.
built a
Can't say
little
I've ever done
shoebox movie viewing experience when I was in middle school. It sat over my face, cut it out for the phone laid it right on top, pitch black, just the movie screen this far from my pupils. It was probably terrible for my brain and eyes.
Yeah, that's probably
But it was a
not
good
at all.
movie viewing experience.
My brother. So iPods. Since I'm a little older than them, I might be dropping the iPods came out at one point where you could. This was before the iPod Touch and before the iPhone, where you could watch movies on the iPod.
Oh.
And like they had these big, thick iPod. I mean, the screen was probably only this big. My brother Drew, had these glasses that were the coolest things ever. You'd plug them into the iPod, and they would like just basically give you like a full widescreen experience just on these like glasses. They were the goofiest looking things in the world. But yeah, at one point we were watching movies on an iPod, which is just crazy. It's just crazy how quickly things have evolved.
There's another my buddy Jacob. We watched I think the entire first season of WandaVision. I went to his house.
So good.
I wasn't a big fan of the first 2 episodes, but once I got into it, I really liked it.
Sorry.
WandaVision.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, he has a phone projector. I didn't know these existed. You put the phone on a projector, and we watched it on the wall.
What?
Coolest thing I've
Do
ever.
notifications
this
pop
big?
up?
Oh, it's what? No.
Just D&D.
Well, yeah, that's what I was. Yeah.
See,
do you have
here's the thing about projectors, because I know several. I think Trace. I watched a game one time at Trace's old house where he put it on a projector, and then when I lived at my apartment, our downstairs neighbor had a projector. The viewing isn't good. I thought.
Oh yeah.
I thought
if it's dark enough, it's good.
Okay, I thought
It's got to be dark.
I thought it always looked pretty bad. Like I'd much rather watch on a television.
No. It's got to be dark. If there's
In the background, it has to be smooth.
Yeah.
If you're putting it on like bricks or anything like over there, then you see the lines and everything. But if you got a smooth background and it's dark enough,
It looks all right. It's I can't wait for the next thing that they try to sell you TVs for. The curved TVs, 3D TVs. Remember 3D TVs? That was the big thing.
Yeah.
They're like $3,000, and everyone's like, "Oh, I gotta put on glasses to watch my TV." What a terrible idea that was. But people bought them. I've told this story before about how cheap TVs have gotten.
Yeah.
My dad, flat screen TVs came out probably like 2000. I don't know. It felt like 2004, 2005. The Bengals make the postseason. This is when Carson Palmer got hurt. We're playing the Steelers for first round of the postseason. My dad went out and he bought a TV. It cost $2,500. It was like a 48-inch television, flat screen, new at the time. Those TVs now sell for like $300.
You can get a Roku TV for $100.
I was gonna say it's like $200, but my dad spent $2,500. We had the entire family, like we're talking like 12 cousins over to watch this game on this 48-inch. It might have been like 52 inch television, big back on the back, but it was flat screen. It was $2,500, and it's just crazy that I just bought I forget how big it was, but it was like $250, and it was like
TVs just are not that expensive anymore.
Same with laptops.
My
Laptops have gotten
grandparents'
cheaper.
TV just broke. I had to go out there and do the whole make sure they just didn't
Yeah.
not know how to turn it on. It was actually broken, so kudos to Grandma. But I go to take it out of there. I'm like, Grandma, what are we doing? It's a 40-inch plasma screen TV.
Oh, my
We put
God.
it on a scale. It was 155 pounds.
Oh my
This
God.
TV. Me and my dad are trying to carry this out of my grandparents' house, and grandparents live in an old house. These doors are not very big. We're struggling getting some weird angles. I mean, I had never seen a TV that thick, just coming off the back, just the clean 45 and
We had
dumbbells in the back. I don't know. It was crazy.
So once upon a time at my house, we had like a basement built we had a movie theater built in our basement before it flooded, and that had to get ripped out and stuff. We had a 72-inch flat screen TV.
Oh baby.
Oh my gosh. I was just chilling, and my dad comes home with this massive box, and he takes it out, and surely enough, it is the biggest, baddest TV I've ever seen. It was an expensive TV back then. It'd probably go, if you could find that exact TV brand new, it'd probably still
What
be
year
pretty
was? Like, how old were you? Like,
expensive. It's probably like 2010.
okay,
maybe-
so it was a
maybe
long
2011.
time ago. So that thing was probably thousands of dollars.
Oh
Do you
man,
remember-
it was massive.
Do you remember the
TV.
TVs? They were gray. They were massive. Like half of it was the TV. The bottom half was like the speaker.
Oh, yeah.
And they were
The-
huge. They would sit on the
Yeah.
the floor themselves.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I
Yeah.
had one of those too, man.
So at
I
what
forgot
point
about that.
at what point today do you go to someone's house and you TV shame them based on how big their TV is? I've got a buddy. He's got a TV. It's like it's not that small, but it's a little bigger than Casey's monitor, and it's like, all right.
It would have to. So I'm pretty bad about like caring about things like that.
You bought a car charger at the gas station. It didn't work. You didn't even go back in to get your money back.
Like,
You drove away.
time out.
Is that true?
That's a true story.
Well, there's more to the story.
they were pretty clearly in the mob.
As clearly as
like,
it could be.
We're talking like 60 chains.
Oh, really?
Russian
Floral
accident.
button down, Russian.
Yeah, like hair coming out of there. Like it was.
Dude walks out of the back, looks just like Tyson Fury.
I mean, these guys couldn't have been more mob to where like it wasn't about getting the $10 back. It was about my life. Like,
Yeah.
do I value my life more than getting a working charger?
It would have hurt you
And I
badly.
needed the charger
Phone
back.
was dead.
My phone had like 2% left, and we were coming into this event where I needed to call the person, and I was just like, yeah, I'm not. I'm just moving on. But the point is it would have to be really small for me to care. Like if I showed up to your house and we're like, even if we're watching, like it's a big event, like it's a Bengals playoff game.
Sure.
And these TVs that we have on the wall, they're not huge. They're not huge by any capacity. I'm not shaming you for that. Like it would have to be really small.
If you invite me over to watch a game,
That's the thing.
you don't need to host. I'm not asking you to host. If you invite me to come over to watch a game and you're under like 50, I'm going to be upset.
I
My-
kind of feel the same way.
My friends call me the TV snob because, like, if I go on Sunday and we're watching football, and my friends, they like to have a good time, they like to drink, but they like to do it in places where I would call it not a sports watching environment. And there are some of those places downtown, and they've got I forget what place they dragged me to for a Bengals game, but I asked them, my number one, do they have good TVs? Because if they don't have good TVs, I'm going to leave. I swear to God, this entire bar, massive bar, they just redid this place. Look nice. Get in there. There is one television. One. And I told them, guys, bye. What do you want me to do with this?
Yeah,
I can't
I'm
do
with
it.
you.
One mediocre TV, not going to be
Did they
good enough
leave
for
with
me.
you?
I'm out. And we're going elsewhere because we didn't even have like the front row seat.
I don't
So
like watching Bengals games at the bar in general. I mean, even if it is a great TV setup or whatever, rarely do they have audio, or if they do, it's not
You need
great.
the audio. You need the
The
audio.
audio makes it way better.
You
And
need
even
the
if they
audio.
have audio, it's usually not phenomenal. And then the TV, you're fighting over heads to
Yeah.
see the TV. If I'm not at the Bengals game, I prefer to watch it at home.
Well,
Unless it's like prime time.
I've got
I
a
can
couple.
go the other way. For prime
I've got a couple bars. Shout out to Champions. I do go there. They've got two massive like projector screens, and they got TVs legitimately everywhere. So that's a great place. And they got the game audio on, loud as can be. There's a couple other bars I go to that I know has great TV setups. If it's a bad TV setup, I'm not going.
Sean, I remember Sean Spurlock so Hamilton's kind of going through a resurgence and all these places are opening. I remember like when I first started working, we would go to new places that were opening, and Sean would just go, "This place isn't gonna make it. They've got 2 TVs on the wall. It's just not gonna do. It's just not gonna do." And he was right on a few of them. Like he was right on the money for most of them. But it was funny.
That one place he took me to, that wing place, I liked it a lot.
Wings on Brookwood, yeah, they have 2 TVs.
They have two small,
like smaller than Casey's. Like
they're like the original televisions. That's how small they were.
Gina's
is the
in
exception.
Hamilton. Gina's has like 12 televisions in that small little room. I mean, the room is probably the size, a little bigger than this studio.
Yeah.
And every TV has its own problem. It has its own unique. Like it's not like they all like are low def or like one TV's like black on half the screen, one TV's fuzzy as can be, one TV's zoomed in too far where you only see like 60% of the intended picture. Like it's such a crazy conglomeration of televisions to where I want to go up to Gina herself and be like, "Hey, write me a check for like $4,000. I'm gonna run to Best Buy. I'm going to buy you some new TVs. I'll install them right now. And I'll give you any change that we make. I just want you to have a better experience than what we got going on in here right now. Because it's not good, Gina. It's not good. And they're closed on Sundays, so you can't even watch Bengals games there. It's crazy.
Yeah, I went to Jefferson Social for a Bengals game, and like the TVs there aren't great.
No.
But they had the game audio on, like
Game
very
audio is
loud,
huge. Game
which
audio
just
is
makes
huge.
it like so much better.
Game audio is huge. Yeah, and you need to go to a place. I told Jacob this story. We are both pro singing the Super Bowl, the touchdown song.
Oh yeah.
The Bengal growl. Elliot hates that song.
I would play it on the Bluetooth speaker in Tuscaloosa if we scored a touchdown. My roommates hated me.
If we
it's a
scored,
silly song.
I always
if
do
we
that too.
score a touchdown, you gotta sing the song.
Have to.
You have to.
And when I go with my friends, we need the Bengals to score 3 touchdowns.
For sure.
Because we will go to the bar and we will sing the song by ourselves the first time. We make things about ourselves. If you guys haven't noticed, I'm a pretty self-centered guy. But I like making things about about numero uno over here. And we'll sing the song. First time, no one sings with us. Everyone stares at us. Might get a laugh or two. Second touchdown, we get claps. It's they're clapping to the beat. They're giving us a bass line. They're like, hear them Bengals growling.
Are we going in?
Third song, everyone's singing it. So we need 3 touchdowns to get the bar acclimated to us being there. But by the third song, people are on board. The song's good. Jeremiah, Bengals fan, do you sing the song? Do you sing the touchdown song? Do you know the song?
I don't.
No way.
This is news to me. I
Hear
mean,
that Bengal
I
growling?
think I know the song. I would have to hear it, but I don't know.
We'll
the
start.
We
We'll
can
start.
get it going.
That's how we'll end the show. That's how we can end the show today.
Because we are running over. So you ready?
Even I know the song.
Tell me if you've heard this song. If at any point it sounds familiar, go, oh yeah, or just chime
Jump
in and
in.
sing. No, all right.
Hear that Bengals growling, mean and angry. Here he comes a prowling, lean and hungry, an offensive brute.
Run, passer, boot,
And defensively he's rough,
Oh,
tough.
yeah, come on, I know this.
Cincinnati Bengals, that's the team we're gonna cheer to victory. Touchdown Bengals, put some points up on that board and win the game for Cincinnati. Roar.
Cincinnati, Cincinnati, we got a team right here in town. Ain't gonna never let us down.
Who they think gonna beat them Bengals?
buddy. The funny part is everyone knows the Cincinnati,
Yeah. It's just a mumble.
Cincinnati. It's the lyrics are, we got a team right here in town, ain't gonna never let us down. What a lie that is. But
Yeah, that's a load of junk.
But everyone knows Cincinnati, Cincinnati. Ain't gonna never let us down.
Who they?
They should let Reed go ahead and just sing the song each and every touchdown.
They should.
for the entire.
They should do
season.
that. If they were smart.
Yeah.
That song's worse than I'm a Reds fan, but the
That
difference.
song's great.
That's
That's why,
great.
that's
Here's
why
the
you're not a
difference.
Bengals
But
fan.
here's the
That's why
diff- but
you're not
here's
a
the-
You are
Bengals
a
fan.
Bengals
But
fan.
here's the-
You're only a Bengals fan when the Reds are bad.
Quiet. Here's the difference. Here's the difference. That song is associated with good times. That's the only difference. If you played "I'm a Reds fan" after they hit home runs, everybody would love that song. That's a fact.
I
You're
like
the only one who hates it.
Correct. You're the only
You're
Bengals
the
fan I know
only
that
Reds
doesn't
fan
like
who
the
hates
song.
I'm a Reds fan.
Oh, you're a Reds fan.
No, that's false. Everybody hates that song.
He's the only Bengals fan
I've never
I know that
heard
doesn't
I'm a
like
Reds
the Bengal
fan.
ground.
That's true.
I've never
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
It's endearing. It's so much fun. I like talking bull junk to Packers fans because what's our field goal song? I don't want to work. I just want to bang on the drum all day. That's the Packers touchdown song.
Yeah.
So they think of touchdowns when we think of field goals. We're better than them, essentially. All right, guys, that's what we did. We did an hour 5 of Box Lunch. We're doing a members-only Quiplash.
Quiplash.
We're going to do Quiplash here for the members only. We'll see you guys tomorrow on Off the Bench.